Whew, finally, I'm here. All right, let's get this started. This is going to be a busy day, I think. Lots going on so far. I posted a video in the Discord today. In fact, I will um, let me see if I can pull it up. It's on why people believe in conspiracy theories. And it generated a lot of chatter in the Discord. So I've been tied up with that for the last however long. Where is the video and why can't I find it? It's from Big Think. And so we've been having a lot of discussion on that, but I have some tweets I want to share. I want to talk about empowerment and disempowerment. Yeah, it's the three biases that fuel belief in conspiracy theories. Three cognitive biases. It is, you are Moose. It is, well, we'll find out. That's part of what we're going to try to discover today. Oh, cool, Joe. It's, narrative bias. Our brains are wired for stories, so we look for a story rather than a non-story. Magnitude bias. We look for a cause that's equal to the magnitude of the event. And teleological bias. We look for reason in why things happen instead of just accepting randomness. Okay, but before that, I have some tweets. So let me get through those real quick. Oh, and in the news, I think Trump is going on Rogan today. Let me see what time that is. So that may cut down on some of my viewership, but I don't care. I'm still doing it. When is it happening? Why can't they just put it, like when you Google, why can't they just put, why do you have to click articles and dig for the information? This is so frustrating. I thought information was at our fingertips. It says Joe Rogan will interview Donald Trump today. Can you give us a time? Does anybody know what time Joe Rogan comes on? I don't watch him. Okay, well, if somebody could Google that for me and get the time, I don't want to waste my stream time trying to research. If it's not that easily available, I'm not going to waste mine, your valuable stream time trying to hunt for information that should just show up in a Google search. Okay, tweets. Let me get to those. Okay, this is a tweet. One of them is a tweet from a leftist, and he's just kind of rattling off a list of things that I assume they believe, and I just found the list interesting. He says, is the left responsible for gerrymandering in the South? No, but they're responsible for the gerrymandering in the other places that they do it, because both sides gerrymander. Are they responsible for disparities in school funding? So that's one of the issues that I think they think are intentional. Like, the people in power are deliberately funneling more money to white schools than black schools. Has nothing to do with the quality of the neighborhood, the schools themselves, the culture around the schools, anything like that. It's because they don't like black people. It's fear of people with black skin. Police disproportionately stopping black drivers. Again, it's just fear of black skin. There's no correlation with the amount of crime. Substandard health care for blacks. So we're deliberately giving less health care to blacks. I think I told the story one time when somebody tried to illustrate DEI to me, and they said that if you're in a hospital, like in the ER, and there's a black patient and the white patient, and the black patient hits the call button, that staff are going to answer it a certain amount of time less than they answer a call from a white patient. And having worked in those environments, that is not how you're thinking in that setting. And that's not how the 911 responders are thinking that Seattle just got through calling racist. Um, Most people are going to answer a call button when it rings. They're not going to say, "Oh, that's the black patient. Let me sit here and work on my nails a little bit, and then I'll go take care of them." That is a crazy narrative that these people are telling themselves. I don't know where it comes from. And if that's the issue, just make a policy that answer the call button with this amount of time, no matter who answers it. Problem solved. Don't even need to bring race into it. All right, another tweet. It's from David Cray, a good follow. Terms people use to indicate that they are propaganda victims and need to be de-radicalized or openly mocked for believing in nonsense. Not loss. This goes out to you in particular. These are the terms: microaggressions, cultural appropriation, blasphemy, toxic masculinity, group privilege, stochastic, decolonize, whiteness, Islamophobia, cis. Anytime you hear those words, those are tip-offs. You're dealing with a leftard. De-radicalize them or openly mock them. As a Satanist, I can support those tactics. Okay, here's a chart of election priorities, and I want to pair it with another chart. Immigration and the economy. So this is people, the reasons people are voting according to their own report. The amount of people that are voting for Trump, this is how much Harris is losing on the economy to people voting for Trump. Now, this is how much Trump is losing for people voting on abortion, on the abortion issue. Roe v. Wade, the overturning of Roe v. Wade, mobilized a lot of people to come out and vote using abortion as their criteria. Just like I'm using DEI, other people are using abortion. And I think that's completely valid. We have different values, different moral foundations. It's perfectly okay to vote for the one that's most important to you or that's higher in your hierarchy of values. I have no problem with people basing their vote on abortion, just as I'm going to base mine on free speech and DEI. Immigration also, look how much Harris is losing to Trump on immigration. And then these others are so insignificant. The Trump is Hitler, Trump is the end of democracy, all that. They're only gaining 4.8% out of it compared to what they're losing on the economy and integration. This is not a winning issue. I don't know why they don't pivot to these issues. Actually, I do know why. Look at how much they're losing on them. They can't pivot to those issues. They were in power for the last 3 or 4 years. And then these others are so insignificant, I won't even deal with them. And I want to show one more chart. Similar voters' issues. Because this reflects my own issue. Oh, hang on, let me blow it up. Inflation, increasing costs, you could call this the economy. 68%. Free speech. How important, if at all, are each of the following issues in your decision maker? These are the people that selected the answer very important. 63%. This encourages me. It really does. Healthcare. Look, abortion, less than free speech. Racial and ethnic. Look what a losing. Can the left read numbers at all? Why are they pushing losing issues? That just makes them bad at politics. All right, that's the tweets for today. I'm going to look at comments, and then we're going to get into a discussion on master-slave morality, which is a concept of Nietzsche's, in relation to kind of the modern tendency to either experience yourself as a victim or recognize your own agency. But first, some comments. Mr. P is the master. Master P. That's not P. Diddy, is it? Master P? Who's Master P? Is that the same as P. Diddy? Maybe that's not a good master to be. No, that's a different guy. That's Master P. Okay. Oh, they actually have a test for it. And Zephyr, you talked about an emotional intelligence test too. I'd be interested in taking that if you have a link. I like taking tests online. Well, I think we're pretty heterodox here, so I don't know if everybody. I don't know if you'd have that experience with everybody. Or are you saying even with right wingers, it's like talking with Democrats? Anybody know what time he comes on? Oh, so he's interviewing today, but it's not live, and then he's going to release it at some point? Probably pretty timely, I imagine. Second only to Outliers in Exile. Maybe we could collab. Oh, okay. So it's nothing that we have to rush out and watch and compete with the stream for. That's good. Well, I do know that it's really hard to attract high quality teachers in those schools. I was one of the few teachers willing to teach in those schools, partly because I liked the challenge, and it was an economic opportunity because those were the jobs that were always open. I didn't have to compete for them, and they don't pay as much. Like the teacher pay at those schools is lower than the fancy white schools. Right, right. But Seattle did a DEI training trying to tell the medics and first responders and firemen that they were all racist, and they had to cancel the training because it pissed them off. Which I don't blame them. They're like, we're the people that answer your 911 calls. We don't go by like the idea that we go by race is preposterous. That you even think that about us. Hopefully, at some point, if it's not at the battle box this November, it'll be some point after that in the next 4 years. The left will get the message that this stuff is bunk. People are not buying it, they're not falling for it. Right. Well, shameless, those of us that live in the real world, we know this. I don't, these are very detached people. I doubt they even know what any of these 911 responders do. Oh, like shaming people? I'm not big on shame and guilting people. I try to reason them into adopting a position with conscious intent. Okay, let's see. Hey, Leggy. Oh, Leggy. I think I'm gonna pick Ministry, The Land of Rape and Honey. It came out about the same time. It's about a year later, but Appetite for Destruction really didn't get popular till about that same year anyway. So I think those are two to put up against each other. They both have kind of a heavy metal base, but one takes it more in a classic rock, Rolling Stones direction, and one takes it more in an industrial direction. So, and they have about the same amount of songs. I'm just not sure if we're both ranking the songs on the album, or if you're only ranking your album songs and I'm only ranking my album songs, or are we both gonna rank all the songs on both albums? But anyway, that's the one I think I'm gonna pick, and I'll schedule that later this weekend and get that posted. Okay, wow, so much good discussion today. I love it. It's um, oh, link what? Shameless. Oh, the test. Oh yeah, just drop it in I don't know, put it in psychology or share your work or somewhere. Just tag me in it, I'll find it. Not lost. You talking about the toilet paper on the cone? Comb? We used to do that. I love the feeling it made on your lip. I might, thank you. I might try to do that. I might try, I don't have a comb myself because I don't use them. I might try to find a comb or was it wax paper? It was something. But you put either wax or toilet paper over the comb, and then you like hum into it, and it makes music. I forgot all about that. We also did the cans on a string thing, like the telephone on a string. They're going to pass a law, supposedly. Okay, a couple of announcements, and then we'll get to the topic. Tonight's going to be very busy. In fact, I may not. I may only stream for a few hours, do a panel for a few hours. I have something to watch with a friend. If you're into RuPaul's Drag Race, y'all are welcome to join us. The new season is wrapping up. Global All Stars. It's on Zoom, so I can send you a Zoom link. After that, I think we might be doing games tonight. And Moose, if you want to stream them on your channel, and I could stream them to mine, we could double stream. I'd be up for that too, like doing some more tabletop simulator. So that's probably going to take up a lot of the evening. Tomorrow, let me get the link. Joe and I are going to continue our series on community building and the Nexus. It's going to be every Wednesdays and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. So let me drop the link to that. There you go. And then let me see if this works. This is a huge announcement. Somebody clued me into this yesterday. How many people do we have now? I'm going to wait for more people. I'm going to wait till we have at least 20 something people. Because YouTube gives me the power, supposedly. Membership gifting. I have 10 free memberships I can give each month. And I give them in batches of 5. So I'm going to release a batch of 5 free memberships today. Ricardo, if you're out there and you figured out how to accept gift memberships, I'd love for you to be one of the people that gets one of these. If not, I'm going to do it again this weekend, either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to go by the crowd size. So when I see when there's enough people in the chat that don't have memberships, I'm going to release 5 free memberships, and then hopefully we'll get 5 new outliers from that. And then I'll do it again this weekend, and then it's going to reset after Halloween, and I'm going to do next month another 2 batches of 5 and 5. Oh, Leggy, yeah, I just did. Did you hear me? And I messaged you on Discord too. I'm going to do Ministries, The Land of Rape and Honey. It came out, about within a year of Appetite being popular. Oh, thank you, Leggy. Thank you. Much appreciated. Very much. It's making me believe that I could actually make a career out of this, which is my goal. So yeah, and I sent you the link on Discord. So if you force me to pick an album from 1987, the same year as Appetite, I'll probably go with Pixies' "Come On Pilgrim" or REM's "Document." I'm not going to try to do The Cure, even though I think that would be a sure win, because I'm not going to rank a double album with like 18 songs on it. Okay, I think those are the announcements. What am I doing now? Master and servant. So if you're not familiar with Nietzsche's concept of master-slave morality, I'm going to summarize it a little bit, and then I'm going to recast it in the framework of victimhood and empowerment that I use, the charts. In fact, let me just start with the charts. You're going to see these charts a lot if you hang down. Chris, believe it or not, this is probably just me spurging. This is all natural. I even had coffee today. I had a little tiny bit early this morning, but that's it. So, this is me in the raw. Okay. These red arrows are all of the external forces that you're at the mercy of. The selection pressers, let's say, that kind of work against you, keep you from achieving your goals, keeping you from empowering, enacting your will, etc. You also have internal forces. So imagine that there's red and green arrows in the person as well, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And as you go higher up this chart and overcome this adversity, you start to reach this zone of transformation, threshold of independence, and you become more and more self-empowered, and you're able to take advantage of opportunities and environments that actually support and increase that empowerment. So keep that in mind when we're talking about master slave morality, because it's all in the attitude that we have toward these red arrows, these forces kind of pushing down on us. We are in control of our response to them and the choices and decisions we make in reaction to them. All right, I'm going to show that other chart because they parallel each other. This is the personality development chart. Right here, this column, we talked about if you have negative developmental potential, and some of this is innate, think of that as red arrow, internal red arrows. Down here, so they say sociopathy, antisocial, criminal, or white collar sociopaths, etc. These are not the people I'm concerned about. If the green arrows and red arrows are about the same, which is most people, if your development potential can go either way and you're in a positive environment with a lot of green arrows, that's going to be what makes the difference. Positive developmental potential, think of that as the green arrow. So if you have really strong internal forces that you can empower from and a positive environment, that's that zone of transformation we're talking about. And it says strong positive developmental potential can overcome a negative environment. This is the green arrow, the internal empowerment, overcoming all of those red arrows that we just saw on that other chart. So that's what I want to talk about today, because it all starts inside with your thinking, your decision making, and your choices. And Nietzsche identified two main attitudes toward those red arrows, or forces, adversity, forces of oppression, whatever you want to call them, however you want to frame them for yourself. And he called them master morality and slave morality. And he calls them morality in the sense that these are the kind of where our moral systems come from, or how we get our morals. In Nietzsche's view, the masters, or the nobles, are the powerful, self-confident people who see themselves as the creators of values, or the creators of their world. In master morality, good is whatever reflects strength, courage, success, empowerment, achievement, you accomplishing your goals, you translating your will into an act. Bad is associated with weakness, passivity, victimhood, anything that goes against empowerment. People with master morality judge themselves as worthy and value their own strength and autonomy. Okay, slave morality. And this perspective, he says, originates from the slaves, or the oppressed. The people that are at the mercy, or feel themselves at the mercy of those downward pushing forces, the red arrows. The less powerful individuals, the less powerful individuals who, when feeling vulnerable, look at morality differently. Here, good is associated with kindness, empathy, humility, cooperation, collectivism, qualities that protect and empower the weaker members of society. And evil, we see this on the left, becomes a label for what the master morality values. Pride, aggression, assertiveness, independence, achievement, all the stuff. You know that chart of white supremacy, like all the things that are supposedly racism, like individuality, ambition, punctuality, science, rationality, achievement, all of that. It says Nietzsche didn't necessarily advocate for one type over the other. I think he did, at least implicitly. He argued that understanding these two attitudes can help people see how their moral systems evolve and reflect the underlying power dynamics. So I asked the AI to reframe this in the context of self-empowerment and victimhood. Here, let me drop the link for this too. All right. The self-empowerment mindset, I'm going to substitute master morality for self-empowerment. It reflects the path of self-empowerment. Individuals focus on their inner strength, their self-confidence, and their ability to shape their own lives. This is what, to my ear, is so missing in almost all of the conversations that I have here on YouTube, in real life. There's a real lack of people's confidence in their own power lately. Um, they define the traits that help them succeed and stand out: drive, ambition. Joe and I talked about commitment, consistency, etc. People, conscientiousness. People with a master morality outlook or an empowerment outlook see value in facing challenges, taking ownership of their lives, and setting their own standards. I define my life. I don't let other people set the standards or the criteria by which I define my life. I determine that for myself. I determine what success is for me. I determine what failure is for me. They avoid victimhood by refusing to see themselves as helpless or defined by the judgment of others. Do you see the choice in that statement? They avoid victimhood. They choose to avoid victimhood by choosing to refuse to see them by refusing to see themselves in these categories: helplessness and defined by others' judgment. That is a choice that anybody can make. How you see yourself is something you choose because you can change it. You can see yourself a different way if you wanted to or if you chose to. In contrast, victimhood can be seen, or slave morality can be seen as arising from a sense of victimhood, where people define good as the qualities we talked about: humility, compassion, self-restraint, virtues that protect them in a world in which they feel powerless to change. Rather than focusing on self-empowerment, they emphasize shared suffering, moral purity, righteousness, virtue. Here, evil refers to, again, the master morality traits like achievement, drive, ambition. Uh, Nietzsche saw this as a way, this is cope. It's a way for people to cope with their own sense of powerlessness, and that's subjective. That sense of, I mean, you may actually lack power, but I don't think you lack agency, and I don't think that that means that you have powerlessness. Um, Nietzsche encouraged people to consider whether they are defining their values out of personal strength and self-empowerment or reacting to a feeling of helplessness and victimhood. He challenges individuals to break free of social pressures. That personality chart we looked at with the socialization, that negative adjustment, that 60% of society gets socialized, their primitive instincts get socialized, and sometimes personal growth involves disintegrating that socialization and breaking out of that so your authentic self can come through. That's what he's talking about. When that happens, you begin to cultivate your own values, which promotes a path towards self-overcoming, self-transcendence, and personal growth. Okay, and so I say, this is what I add. I'm thinking of victimhood at being at the mercy of others: government, systems, the elite, the sense of powerless to affect all of these things, etc. The despair that so many seem to be feeling these days. So the AI says, thinking of victimhood as that broader feeling of powerlessness against large impersonal forces again, the red arrows, like government, social systems, and structures, can actually map quite well to Nietzsche's master-slave morality. And this is kind of the crux of what I want to touch on today. Nietzsche's idea of master morality aligns with the attitude of self-empowerment in the face of those external forces. I cannot hammer home enough how much this self-empowerment is the key to everything else. That is the roux to the gumbo. That is the base of the whole entire rest of the dish. And it is chosen. You can choose it at any time. It's door number 1, door number 2. You can pick it at any time. It happens internally within. That is the starting point. Internal locus. They look inward for, let's see, rather than feeling trapped by systems, Those who live with a master morality mindset would focus on what they can control and cultivate a sense of personal agency. Hello. You can go back to my very first streams on my very first channel, which I have a playlist on this channel. Um, the very first episodes me and my co-host do are on personal autonomy, self-empowerment, agency, all of this stuff. The approach, they look for inward strength and they embrace a kind of self-reliance that helps them maintain a feeling of autonomy and purpose. There's even if you're at the mercy of these systems, there's no reason why you can't choose a goal and a purpose for yourself in the midst of all of that. Even if it's defeating or overcoming these these perceived systems. That itself is a goal. That itself is empowering. At least you're not passively at the mercy of them. You and only you can have the ability to choose a purpose for yourself. You can adopt one that somebody else signs you, but that's still you choosing it for yourself. This approach is not about denying the existence of these forces, but about refusing to let them define your inner life or determine your sense of worth. I have no idea why people would choose to be as black-pilled and despairing and powerless as they are. Every time I hear this from people, it just blows my mind why they would want to live with that psychology when they can choose a different one for themselves. Okay, on the other side, slave morality can be seen as falling into a sense of powerlessness against these external systems. The AI calls it the trap of systemic victimhood, which I love. I wish the woke would adopt that instead of systemic everything else. In this view, people may feel continually at the mercy of societal or governmental structures as though they have little or no power to influence or change their circumstances. Nietzsche observed that when people feel deeply powerless, they may cope by redefining their values to align with the virtues that celebrate endurance, humility, or moral high ground. While these qualities can provide temporary comfort, and this is all the woke stuff, especially the moral high ground, Nietzsche argued that they might also reinforce the sense of being controlled by external forces, creating a cycle of victimhood and resentment that can drain motivation and hope. The one thing I think that the people that come to this stream, and which are mostly from the right, and the people on the left have in common is they both feel oppressed by this impersonal system, whether it's the feds, the government, the World Economic Forum, white supremacy, patriarchy, whatever. It's it's the death. It's the empire, the evil empire. It's Darth Vader, and they're the Rebel Alliance. It's this subjective sense of this overwhelmingly immense system that you are powerless against. And my claim is that that's happening in here more than it's happening out there. Nietzsche's concept asks us to question whether our values arise from a place of strength and independence or from frustrations and feelings of oppression. Again, our inner psychology. And I would say that as you go up those levels and that personality chart, it's not so much your values arising from as you choosing and determining those values for yourself. For those struggling with despair over their powerlessness against big systems, his philosophy might suggest focusing on smaller areas where you can exert control, cultivate resiliency and autonomy even within an imperfect world. Also, in this victimhood sense, I think one of the kind of subtext underlying it is this sense of entitlement. Like you were entitled to a better or more perfect world in the first place. And I don't know where that belief comes from either. So having a very realistic sense of what you can reasonably expect from a society built by the imperfect creatures that humans are versus this unrealistic sense of entitlement to a perfect and better world that probably never has existed or has only existed for a very few people. So that's something to look at as well. It's not about ignoring societal or systemic problems, but about reclaiming a sense of personal power that may help individuals avoid despair and passivity. Okay, that is the AI, and that's the topic. I got through it a lot quicker than I expected. Oh, nice, Zephyr. Oh, I don't know what this comment matches to. Bougie, as the kids would say. Are you talking about the self-empowerment mindset? Oh, yeah. That white supremacy chart. Um, yes, transcend maybe or incorporate into something larger or more transcendent. And not only our primal psychology, but even our like mundane waking like the psychology we were socialized into. That's not even the final stopping point for the strong empowered spirit. Yeah, absolutely not lost. I think this would apply even to somebody in an iron lung. They could still choose to feel more or less empowered in that situation. Right. Hey, Daniel Barry. Okay, I am going to drop the link and we will get the panel going. Oh, wow. um, I don't know if we're going to get those memberships today. I'm not going to waste them on a chat with 5 people, most of whom already has memberships, unless Not Lost just really wants one. All right, let's see. I'm also in the Discord trying to catch up on the conversations. Oh, great. Zephyr sent me that emotional intelligence test. Hang on one sec. Uh, and let's see, did I drop the link? It's going to be open panel. Okay, cool. Uh, a lot of people use this as body doubles. Well, I am a nihilist, but I also this there's a larger historical context to all of that that I'm kind of trying to find an approach to, and it goes all the way back to Romanticism, the French Revolution, the post-Enlightenment reaction to the Enlightenment. There's a whole thread that runs to the beats, to the rock musicians in the '60s, to the stuff we see in Generation X to now, and it's all centered around a particular set of very life-affirming values. And I may do that, maybe not this weekend, but next week I may try to work that up into a topic. So it's a qualified nihilism, I guess. All right, let me get the link pinned. Get the panel open. There we go. Oh, also, I forgot to. Um, I was on Blizzy's last night, and we had a great conversation about men's mental health that I want to drop. And I met a fella called Wrestler. I want to share his channel. Let me find it. He kind of he's an interesting guy. He has some experience in the manosphere. He has a channel that people can come to and explore different points of view and different perspectives. So I think he's kind of sort of aligned with what we're doing here as well. So I just wanted to introduce you to Wrestler. You can see us in that conversation I posted with Blizzy, and give him a watch, maybe a like and subscribe. Okay, panel's open. Come on up. And if you want to continue the conversation from the Discord about conspiracy theories and that's also available as well. or whatever you want to talk about. I've said my piece. Hopefully you're inspired a little bit to maybe think about, just look at least the power you have over your actions and the ability to choose different options, that you're not just locked into one attitude or mindset or one course of choices. Okay. Who is at the door? What are you doing? Bringing all this violence to my stream. What
What's
game
going
is
on,
this?
dude?
What game is this?
This is Left 4 Dead 2.
Wow, it looks like that's exactly what you're doing to these people. Is that
Shit.
zombies?
Oh. We're getting fucked up.
Hey, you want to do games tonight?
Yeah. I just have to fix this audio.
Oh, okay. Hey, Joey M. Oh, by the way, if you want to join us for games, find us on Discord. We might stream some. We're still playing around with Tabletop Simulator, and as soon as I get 5 players, I want to start
Currently
learning
streaming
Cosmic
one right
Encounter.
now.
Do what? You're streaming now?
Well, I mean, you see it, right?
No, I mean on your channel. Wait, you're shooting him in the crotch, Moose. You don't
Damn.
have to be that
All right,
cool.
I gotta fix this audio. Here we go. Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good. Well, that's good. I expected more of a panel today based on the Discord discussions, but if that's not going to happen, I could end early, and that would make more time for games and stuff. Oh, I'm also doing social media. Hang on. I don't. Let's see. How many non-members do we have? I'm dying to release these memberships, but I want it to go to people that are actually here. Not Lodge. You have your membership thing turned on. Are you too proud to be associated with our channel? Oh no, do your shower for sure. I don't want people choosing this channel over a shower. Not at all. Ricardo, did you figure it out? If you're here, I will release the memberships today because I definitely want you to have one. So if you figured out how to make sure you're able to receive one, I bet if I release 5 of them, one of them should go to you. I don't know. I still don't know how it works, but I assume it prioritizes people that are present. That you are not lost. Despite our political views and assumptions and your brainwashing and propaganda, radicalization, and all that stuff. When you peel that away, I think you're a pretty cool dude. I really do. I enjoy your participation. Okay, well, I tell you what. There's 11 people now. I'll wait till it gets up to like 15, maybe 20, and then I can release my 5 memberships, and we'll see who the new outliers become. Also, in addition to games, we'll probably be watching some stuff in Discord today. Bex and I are continuing with the Dutch Mole, and they're up here in Oregon on the season we're watching, in the Wild West, doing cowboy stuff. So it's fun to see a bunch of Dutch people wander around America. doing challenges and interacting with the culture. Oh, good. I've always preferred Robin anyway. He was hotter growing up. I used to watch the Adam West version growing up, and I had such a crush on Robin. That might have been that Batman show. Now that I think about it, might have been one of the first stirrings of awareness of my sexuality, even before puberty. They I don't know. It was a look that appealed to me as a kid, and it wasn't a cartoon. It was one of the few live action shows where you could see real people. Plus, it was kind of kinky. Like they were always tying him up and putting him in bondage and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Well, let me check the news. Other than this Trump thing. Um, oh, the bassist for the Grateful Dead just died. Phil Lesh died dead at 84. Just popped up. Also, Chinese hackers are said to have targeted phones used by Trump and Vance, and also people affiliated with the Harris Walls campaign. I just assume, like, these countries would be stupid if they didn't try to interfere in the U.S. election. I'm sure they were doing it even before this decade. Holocaust survivor rips Kamala Harris for boosting the Trump-Hitler comparisons. Jeff Bezos refuses to endorse. Washington Post was going to endorse Kamala, and Jeff Bezos said, nah, not my paper. Okay, that's all the news. And then Israel and stuff is happening. Okay, well, this just may not be the day for a panel. I'll wait for Moose a little while to get back. But otherwise, I think I'll go for an hour. And then I'll wrap it up because I have a lot on my plate today. And if I can be out later this evening, I might, like late night. That stream with Blizzy, I was getting ready for bed, and I saw that he was on talking about men's mental health. So that was really hard to turn down, and I hopped on, and I ended up going till like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like I did not get to sleep till that's why I had such a late start to my day because I had such a late night talking with Blizzy and Resla. Okay, Moose, you want to wrap it, and I'll we can stream the games later this afternoon, and then you can work on your audio. All right, I think I will. We have 12 people. Um, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna release the memberships. Maybe that'll bring some more conversation. Let's see what happens. Here, we're doing the airdrop. Here they come. This is my first time doing this. Let's see who gets these memberships. Membership gifting. Gift 5 now. Ah! Ricardo, I don't see you on the list. Alan got a membership. Ah, that's cool. All right, well, we have 5 new outliers. If they show up, I will welcome them. Alan's the only name I recognize. Yeah, I don't know if it's your setting or the YouTube, but even if it's the algorithm, you are you're pretty much a regular here. I don't know why you wouldn't be included in the algorithm. You chat regularly, you watch regularly, you come up on panel. I don't know if it can detect who comes on panel or not, but I can only think maybe it's your setting. Might be toggled off. But you know what? Take a day to figure it out again and see if you can get that setting, and I'll release 5 more tomorrow. It's either under the join button or here. Let me find Let me find a tutorial for you because there's a couple of ways to do it. All right, let's see. Opt in and out or gift memberships. So there's two ways. There in the chat box. There's the little. It's one of the buttons next to at the bottom next to the chat. I don't know what it looks like on your screen. It might be the little money button. There should be an option to turn on gift memberships, allow gifts, or membership gifting or something like that. And then also under the video where it says join, next to my picture, there's a little join button. There should be an option there as well. Yeah, click that and see what the options are, Ricardo. Hey, Spike. Happy Friday. Yippee Friday. And if you don't see anything there, under the join button, there is an option. If you click the little dots, there's an option for gift settings. And somewhere in there, there's an allow gifts toggle. I'm excited. I love this gift membership thing. I might even be inspired to buy memberships myself. Support my own channel. How self-empowering would that be? Okay. All right. I think I'm going to try to see if Ricardo can check this setting, and then once it's a go, I might just wind it down. Trying to think if I have any other announcements. Mostly gaming and watching stuff in Discord today. And if you want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, let me know and I'll send you the link. Okay, well, just waiting on the thumbs from Ricardo. Okay, well, I don't have anything else. What I'll do is I will go 6 more minutes until the hour mark, and then I'll end it. Oh. And as usual, thanks again for hanging out. Joe and I will be back tomorrow. Also, I'm thinking about. Okay, we got Zephyr. P.F. Jung used to do his morning show every Saturday morning, and he stopped doing it, so that slot's kind of open. I'm thinking about doing a Saturday morning stream every weekend, and then it can be followed by Joe and our show. Let us welcome Miss Zephyr. Is it a voxel?
Hello. I got showered. That's
You
so
got
good.
shower. Oh, good.
I always feel so much better after shower.
Well, excellent. Yeah, I do too. I have to have a shower at least once a day. I can't be nasty and gross. What's going on?
I just walked back into the bedroom and you're still playing on the TV. So give me a second so I can
Oh, sure, sure.
turn the TV down. I just walked back in.
Playing on the TV. Wow. Let's see.
Keep
Well,
talking. Keep
record.
talking. I'm
Do
almost
what?
there.
Okay. Oh, take your time. Well, Ricardo, I hope that you found. I hope that you found a way to turn your membership on. It's my mission right now is to get you a membership. That is my driving goal. I'm locked in.
There we go. That's better.
Okay. What's up? How are you doing?
Great. I'm having a wonderful day. I love where you're going with this. The
Oh,
whole
well, thank you.
topic.
I
Pretty great. Self
yeah,
empowerment is
I got off
key
mission for a
for sure.
while with all the drama, but I'm back on it now. It's kind of like a trial by fire. You have to wrestle. I think every content creator has to go through their wrestling with the drama. Can anybody help Ricardo out here? What and what device are you using too? That's so weird. I gotta find a
Yeah,
way to
I
get
think
this
you go
dude a
into
membership.
your account on YouTube, and then there's like it's under settings, and then it's like there's going to be something that says gift or memberships or something like that, and you click that, and you have to hit the checkbox to accept gift memberships. I know you have to do this. It's set by off by default, and so if it doesn't have that option, then maybe update your YouTube app.
Let me
But
see.
other than
I'm
that,
I'm
I wouldn't
browsing
go.
around in settings too to see if I see anything. They don't make it easy, do they?
They don't. They
And
don't
you
make
know,
it easy.
YouTube gets a cut of that as well, so it'd be their interest to make it as easy as possible for people to give them money.
Yeah, well, and I think for a YouTube channel that is monetized, it would behoove everybody to have like a Cash App set up and just put that on the StreamYard scroll at the bottom as well. You know, because I think that's more direct. I would
I
prefer.
do have one, and it actually it told me my phone number was not good because it was connected to it, like forbidden activity or something. And the only thing I use my Cash App for ever is this channel. So it had to be something about this channel that flagged it as
That's weird.
suspicious.
Yeah. Huh. Well, we might. I mean, I know how
Well, I
frustrating.
have a Galaxy 2, so let me pull up YouTube on my phone and see if I can find the settings. You go through the YouTube, like the YouTube app, the one that's
Yeah,
in the
and then you
Google
go to
suite.
click your little icon where you are, and then go to your channel, and then there's
Okay, let me
like a
see.
settings in there. Somebody
All
told me
right.
that you couldn't stream from StreamYard until you
The
got 50 followers too, but I'm doing it, and I've only got like I think
Oh, I know on an. Are you using an iPhone?
49.
Because I know on an iPhone you have to have 50, but maybe for an Android you don't. Oh, it's dropped off. Oh, do you have a brand account? That's what it is. It doesn't apply to brand accounts. That's what it is. Brand accounts are a special type of account, and they're more restricted. And I think they phased them out. But you might still have a brand account. In that case, I have very bad news. I don't think we're going to be able to get you a membership, which makes me cry. Well, I consider you a member. Just know that. You remember in my heart. And I'm going to imagine your name in green every time I see it. Oh, okay. I forgot Zephyr's out. Sorry. This morning has been like so many things coming at me from so many directions, and I'm still kind of doing multi serial unitasking here. I should probably just wrap up. I don't know what I think we might have lost Zephyr. Um, Zephyr, if you're there, we'll probably be hanging out in Discord at some point too. You can join us for some TV. All right. I'm not going to push it much further. Ricardo, damn. Well, we tried. I think we're coming up against that brand account limitation. That's the system, man. There's no way around it. We're at its mercy. What can we do? What can we do to make your name turn green? You know what? Let me Google. Maybe there is a workaround I don't know about. Gifting memberships to brand accounts. Not winning any gift memberships on YouTube, you might be using a brand account. Yeah, it says the allow gifts option does not show up on brand accounts. Um, Until a couple of years ago, it says your primary YouTube account used the same name as your other Google services. So if you wanted to comment on YouTube streams with a different name than the one on your Gmail account, you had to set up a second channel with a different name, and those are counted as brand accounts. So you may not have actually set it up as a brand account, but Google categorized those secondary accounts as brand accounts, and they're not able to receive gift memberships. But it says you can switch which channel your primary account goes through. Oh, okay. I might have a little workaround. Let's see if this works.
Okay, so from what it says, if you hit the little dollar donation thing down in the bottom corner, you can. There's a way to get there from there. You have to go. Basically, you hit the little dollar down in the bottom, and then you went during a live stream, and there's a toggle switch that is you have to opt in to receive gifts.
The problem is it's a brand account, and those don't have. No, I'm gonna tell you what to do, Ricardo. I have the instructions right now. It's a technical issue on Google and YouTube's part. He's using what's called a brand account, and those don't have the options to receive gift memberships. But there's a workaround. I'm going to post this Reddit link, and I'll go through the instructions as well. So take a look at this, Ricardo. And then hopefully tomorrow when I release... In fact, I won't release those other 5 until you're around. It says to go to your profile picture in the upper right, click Settings, and then go to Advanced Settings. And you're doing it on a phone, so let me walk through it on my own phone to see if it matches. Man, technology is complicated.
Yeah, I think that they need like people to do the interface design that are both technically skilled enough to know what can be coded, and then like also somewhat retarded enough like to be able to make it easier for everyone else. Well, maybe that's not retarded, but I mean like be able to put themselves in that position, because they definitely don't make it easy, and the code writers are designing for people that think like them, not people that think like everybody else.
Oh, is that part of it? No wonder. It's all the spurgs.
Yeah.
So if you click on Advanced Settings, it says if your profile is not the primary one on an account, you'll see a link saying move channel to your Google account or to a different brand account. If the message says move channel to a brand account, then you're already on your primary account. And your problem is something different. But if it says move channel to your Google account or different brand account, then you choose the top account and click replace. And that's going to overwrite everything on your primary profile. And it says if you have anything on there you want to save, you have to transfer it to a separate profile. I don't even know what all this means. Create a new channel, then switch it to the this sounds complicated. And it says it deletes all your old comments, but it keeps the account name. Anyway, read that Reddit thread and see if it makes sense. But this guy says, warning, I did this and lost all my channel memberships. Hang on. Damn it.
That's really interesting that a branded account would not.
I did it and I lost all my channel memberships, including one I had been member to for over 3 years. It's making me, yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, then you might be okay. Look at those instructions and see if there's a way to switch it from a brand account to your main account. And then tomorrow or Sunday, if you come in, I'll release 5 more memberships and we'll see if that turns you green.
Shit, I would put in a gift membership too, even. Like, if you could get it rolling and we could test it out, I'd be willing to do that. And you know, for gift memberships, it's nice whenever people that are supporting you get them, but I think it's good whenever people that don't support you, that are spying on you and lurking.
Yeah, because like yesterday it brought in a whole bunch of new viewers.
They support me. Thank you.
They got memberships and they got notifications and they all showed up at the stream and like, hey, I just got a membership. What is this channel about? So that's a great way to grow the channel.
Yeah, I agree. It's SMRT.
So what do you have going on today?
Whatever I want. I was actually hoping to talk to you because I set up my streaming on my channel, and I'm kind of interested in doing a show like, and I talked to Bex a little bit about it, but I want to get together with you too because I think 3 is the magic number. Of,
like doing a little
like maybe
trio.
like a once a week thing, like.
Yeah, I love to collaborate. I love that stuff.
Me too. I am like I don't do solo anymore because it's like after the guy counted all my and posted it. Yeah, I know.
I don't even notice I didn't even notice you until you mentioned it.
That's what I say whenever I'm by myself, and I just don't.
Who cares? Just hang around people that don't have a problem with your ums.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the internet is full of trolls, and whatever. They don't really bug me. As a matter of fact, I was like, didn't you notice how fucked up my teeth were? That's what my contact was.
You're making fun of my ums? There's all this other stuff you could have been going after.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just leaned into it because that's, it's hilarious. But my teeth are fixed now too, so I don't have to.
Mine might be on their way out. I broke one of my front teeth, I think. So I think it's more fragile than it used to be.
Yeah, we'll see. And I postponed it because of trauma, because I had an impacted molar that was pulled whenever I was probably about 20. And Novocaine doesn't work on me. They gave me 9 shots of Novocaine in the span of 30 minutes, and I could still feel everything. And the doctor was like, okay, well, we'll give you some gas. They gave me gas. It just paralyzed me. I could still feel everything. It was friggin' horrible.
Oh, that conscious sedation?
Yeah. I thought I was screaming. I was like, Mom, why didn't you go? Because my mom she took me to the dentist whenever I was 20. And she actually paid for it and everything. And I was like, how come you didn't come and rescue me when you heard me screaming? And she was like, you weren't screaming. And the nurse was like, no, you were just humming. I was like,
but in your mind, you were screaming?
In my mind, I was screaming like I was being tortured. I mean, because it's
Oh my
literally I
God.
was being tortured.
Did they
So
inject you like with the big needle in your gum to deaden it?
yeah, 9 shots. I am immune. Apparently, my body processes any of the cocaine-based analgesics or cocaine doesn't work on me either. It just makes me Jones, which was really
Oh,
frustrating because I didn't even enjoy it. Why would I want more?
I have a tooth that they're telling me I need pulled, and that's what they offered me too. Is that conscious sedation? I've never really done conscious sedation before, so I don't know what to expect. But I have had teeth pulled as a kid without it, and I
Yeah, well, and if you
survived.
get knocked out, just ask the doctor not to talk while you're under, because people are very not careful, and that's like one direct route to programming people is like get them under sedation and it's like hypnotic suggestion.
Oh,
Like
like the doctor might program something into me.
yeah, accidentally, which wouldn't be good.
Uh,
And they're usually pretty they they're usually pretty nice about doing what you want. I mean, other than, I mean, you can say, you can tell them, you can tell the nurse to give you stuff. Just be real careful about what you say, because that's how that works. And
I
they're like,
normally don't
oh,
talk when I'm at
a
the
lot of them don't
dentist.
even know that. I mean, whenever I got my gallbladder removed, I went under and I told the doctor to minimize the chatter in the surgery, and he was like, he knew exactly why I was asking. He didn't even question it.
But you don't have a way of knowing if they actually minimize it or not. They could have
Yeah,
just
you
told. They'd
don't.
probably said,
But
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." It puts you under.
no, no, but he was like, he actually got it. He was like, "You're the first person that's ever asked me that," and I was like, "You know why, right?" And he goes, "Yes," and I said, "Okay, well, I'm trusting you." Apparently, he did a good job because I don't have any sort of weird stuff unless I'm some sort of a Manchurian candidate. But good luck with that.
My God. Well, hopefully not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm an agent of change for sure, at least in my own life.
Well,
Hopefully,
change can
eventually.
be good. Life is change, actually.
Yeah, so that EIQ test is really pretty accurate. There, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, let me take a look.
it takes like it took me close to 45 minutes. It says it'll take 45 minutes. The first part is like kind of hard to go through. It was for me at least, because you have to go back and read and then look at the picture and then you and I actually had DK, my friend. I don't know if you've seen him over on the Machine Lives, but he's kind of obnoxious and he was like in the background, like yelling at uh, people while I was doing it. So it was hard to concentrate.
Happy Friday, Untrackable.
He promised me he would take that test too, and he hasn't done it yet.
Where did you put it again? I can't
It's
find it.
in your DMs
Oh,
from
in my
me.
DMs. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, right here it is.
direct is how I work. If you want to share it,
Yeah.
go ahead. I mean, it costs $12 for the full report. Otherwise, all you get is the first page, and I'd be more than happy to send you mine if you want to look it over to see if you might be
Oh,
interested.
snapshot report. So let's see. With an
It just
introduction
gives
to
you the number and
graph,
not the breakdown, but it's really worth $12.
how long does it take to take? Maybe I could do it now.
45 minutes, they
Oh,
said.
yeah. I'll do a separate stream on it. Review the image below and
It
answer
still
the
takes
questions that follow.
45 minutes for the snapshot, I think.
Okay. I just peeked at it, but I'll close it and save it for. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, it's worth it, I think. It really helped me realize some blind spots for me, although I think that it's not necessarily as bad as they think, because I got like a 95 out of 100 percentile on my EIQ, but I got 30% on one, 32% on another, and 40% on another. And the rest of them were like,
What does
oh,
it measure? Like, what are the
it measures well, it's like a dual test. So it measures there's like basically like the scale test, like it asks you questions, scenario questions, but it also says, it gives you photographs and body language read,
Ooh.
like and
I'm from a photograph.
yeah, from a photograph, and it makes you change it up a little too. So it it said that I wasn't that great at noticing blended emotions, which I didn't even know there was such a thing because my emotions are like pretty clearly
Oh yeah,
defined.
like confusion being a blend of frustration and disappointment.
Yeah, yeah, I was okay on that, but I wasn't that great. And then I my need for approval is like very high, which I don't know if that's totally accurate. I do like, but I'm not a people pleaser, and I don't shy away from uh, confronting people or anything like that. So I don't really know that that is that important.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
not
not.
in denial
Sometimes
about it.
it's hard to know how to interpret these tests, especially with the neurodivergent. I know when I did my Big Five, I got a lot of weird results that I didn't feel mapped onto me very accurately. But I had to kind of figure out why I was getting that result when I expected something different.
Yeah. Well, and it really does bug me whenever people judge me wrongly, but I don't let it affect my behavior like too much.
That bothers me too. I hate being
Judged.
misinterpreted or misunderstood or not seen because it's me not being seen accurately. But then nobody ever sees someone 100% accurately either. So I don't know why that's such an issue for me, but it really bothers me when I'm
Yeah.
trying to present who I am and they're taking it in a totally different way.
Well,
Sometimes I get
see, and
really angry.
if enough people say something to you, though, I've noticed that, like, if you introspect on it a bit, then there's usually some reason for it that doesn't
I
really
don't
have to
believe.
do with you, but
I
that you
think
can.
I've spent so much of my life around dummies. 100 dummies can all see the same thing and still be wrong. So I never.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
It's
exactly
not
right.
so much the quantity of the people for me. It's the quality. It's who is saying it and
But
how
you
well they
can't
know
stop
me. Because a
saying that.
hundred strangers all noticing the same thing is still not going to make me reflect.
Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So, whenever I was younger, there was this girl, Miranda, and she was not okay in the head, but she was like, "You're always talking about yourself. You're just so self centered." And I was like, "Well, that's not correct." And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, "Am I? Am I?" And that little doubt creeps in, and I'm like, "Oh, I bet you that she's misinterpreting my trying to relate to her as that." And so now what I do whenever I meet new people is I tell them that that's what I do, and then they believe me.
Does
And
it
it's
does it do you find it lessens the sense that you're talking about? Because like that's what people do. They talk about themselves. People love to talk about themselves.
yes.
That's normal. And ought
Yeah, well,
means
and I'm more
self anyway.
conscientious about it still. I make
And
sure
so
that
do
I
you
preface
find
it.
it like helps people? Because I do a little bit of things like that too. Like I'll tell people I'm autistic so that they'll have a context for why I rock or why I might have weird movements or
Yeah, I
something.
think they need more
It's just
detail
for
than that. A lot
information,
of
but
people,
I don't it never seems to actually change how I'm received.
yeah, because they don't know what autistic means,
Right. Right.
probably. So you
D-
got to give them more detail.
They can't internalize it.
So if you break down like what are the things that your autism entails, and I'm on the spectrum too. I actually took a test for autistic spectrum, and like I have like a lot of nervous tics, which is really funny because I actually uh, limit those to things that people can't see now. I like changed it to where instead of like
So
rocking back and forth,
you try to mask.
I do mask for sure because people don't. I mean, I don't need to let that affect me, and it's not that hard to
They
do.
say that women are better at that when it comes to autism.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very high masking. But it doesn't mean that I'm not being authentic. I just like I still have my little ticks. I just wiggle my toes and I lick the back of my teeth, you know?
Instead, what would you be doing instead?
That's what I do instead. What I would be doing normally is I would be fidgeting, I would be you know, just, you know, like how you rock back and forth, like I would be doing that. And I don't judge you on that, but I mean, other people are like, oh, he must be having too many stimulants. He can't sit
Yeah.
still, you know. But
Yeah,
that's
that
on them.
is kind of.
That's completely on them.
We talked about this last night, actually, on my conversation with Wrestler and
Yeah,
Blizzy.
I saw that.
But
That
masking and code switching, and they're kind of related.
yes, they are.
That does seem inauthentic to me. Like if my authentic self is to rock, and I deliberately not don't rock, then the person is getting an artificial version of me rather than the authentic me. Because the authentic me would be the rocking.
Yeah, well, and I like that. I think that if you own that, that's fine. I mean, I don't think that it's inauthentic for me to do it, but if you think it's inauthentic, then that's your decision. I think that's good. I like whenever you rock. I think it's cute.
Oh, well, good, because I
You
don't
really,
think it's
you can
going
tell because
anywhere.
you get into it. You get into it. You can tell you're really into it. There's this other guy that I follow called OG Rose, and he's like really like so like expressive that I just like love watching him. Like, but a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, what a spaz," you know.
But they used to
But
do that with gay people too. Like real like flamers and really
flamboyant, yeah,
flamboyant gay people would get on people's nerves, but it didn't stop them from like being their natural self. And now
exactly.
everybody loves it when they see a gay person acting gay.
Well, see, and I'm a very like I talk with my hands too a lot, like so I can totally get that. And yeah, I guess I'm a fag. That's why it's so funny whenever people like say, "Oh, that's so gay." I'm like, "Yeah, so what you want?" Yes, it is. As if that was a bad thing.
Someone said today in the Discord that something was gay, and then they said not your kind of gay, Jeff. And I'm like, there's uh nobody's my kind of gay, so I didn't take it that way.
Nobody's your
Oh,
kind of
okay,
gay.
cool, untrackable.
Oh, I don't know how to take that. I like your kind of gay. I think I might be your kind of gay.
Oh. Oh no. It's all part of the brand, I guess.
No, I feel rejected.
Well, it looks like we might get a little panel after all. Untrackable might come
Who's
up.
in here?
Because this might, unless I do one really late tonight, this may be all the panel that you get today. Uh, um, we're gonna do. We're gonna stream gaming later too, probably. So that, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not necessarily gonna be an open panel.
I'm not much for gaming, but I might come watch. I
Yeah,
like the
yeah, because we're gonna chat while we game, so there'll still be conversation. But it's just not practical to try to run a panel and game at the same time,
yeah.
unless it's a game like there's some games that people can join for individual rounds and then drop out.
Yeah, I heard you say something about was it Scrabble or
Blackjack was one of those
Blackjack? Oh, see,
because
Blackjack.
you can play it round by round.
Yeah, well, and I can chat during Blackjack easily. It doesn't require a lot of calculations.
We'll see how many people we get, and
So
what.
I run a lot of my masking is mostly subroutine stuff. Like it gets handled by my subconscious mind. I figured out ways to edit that code a bit in my brain, and I was just gonna say like I do it unconsciously as well. Like I noticed that I hold my farts in, like without even thinking about it. I'm pigeon-toed. I walk straight without even thinking about it. So I noticed these things about myself, like because I was doing it like because I focused on it for a little while and then I stopped thinking about it and my body just handles it. And I was wondering what you think
Hey.
about that idea.
Oh, you're outdoors today. Did you have like pressures in childhood that you were
Oh
masking
yeah,
in
my dad
response
was a
to?
control freak, and like totally like children were seen, not heard, and I was the only child girl.
Wow, you're outside. I love that
That's
outdoors.
beautiful outside. I like your
Yeah,
beard too. It
nice.
looks lovely.
How you
It's not
doing?
even that green here.
Yeah, doing good. Another week down.
Ah, good. Yep, indeed. Another week down. You off on weekends?
No, not every weekend. No,
Mm.
it's like rotating weekends.
Ah, you work this weekend?
Yep.
Ah,
But good to see you.
you too.
And Zephyr also. I was listening for a bit. Not too long, but when it got into the masking, um, you know what?
Do you,
Hmm,
do you
yeah, go ahead.
mask?
I want to believe I do. Yeah.
I wonder what people would look like without, because I can't tell who's masking or not. But I wonder the people that are masking what they would look like without the masking. Because I only know them as with the mask. Oh, you're
I,
on
I
mute,
think
Zephyr.
Said I don't have
I
my
think
makeup on
maybe
right now.
Oh. Well, you look
yeah,
lovely.
me either.
What's in the
I like
back?
you
What's
better with
hanging on
makeup.
the ceiling? Looks like you have a bunch
I'm
of cool
definitely not
stuff in your
afraid to
background.
show my face.
It's all good. Good to see you. Always. Yeah, but when it comes to like whether you're seeing the mask, or recognizing maybe what's underneath uh the mask when you're dealing with others, that's like a puzzle that you might need to try to put together. But I think it's also very important for people to recognize what they're masking, and when they put it on, who they put it on for, why they put it on, because I think it's less important if somebody's covering up what they don't want you to see, and I think it's more important to understand uh, what a- what am I hiding, or what are my restrictions. How far am I going to let myself go before I have to you know do that cover up. You know what I mean?
So, like, if people that are, if you, there's a way to mask more consciously than just automatic. Because I think some of it is just habit kind of developed from childhood, but there's a way to do it more intentionally with awareness.
Yes, and I think having self-awareness definitely helps people understand others. Not that, oh, I found who I am, that means that's who you are. It means I found who I am. Have you found who you are when we meet?
Exactly. That's so good. I love the way you put that.
Thank
I'm Batman.
That's really good. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
can't.
that's
A
a
lot of
whole
people
different kind of
expect other people
masking.
to be
That's the
just like
masking
them.
I could
Huh?
get into.
That's a
People
good one,
totally do
Batman.
that, right? They like
Do,
expect other people to get things that they get, and they're like, why don't people get it? It's like, well, duh, they're not you. You
yeah.
can't expect other people to be like you.
Well,
And I
for
try
instance,
once or
like,
twice, and if they don't get it, I just move
I'm
on,
like,
give up.
unreasonable expectations lead to disappointment. That's fatal flaw number one.
I mean, I can say like this, like just kind of on the simple aspect of it. Like, I go to work, I have a job, um, and if you have a job and they have policies and procedures, and if you've ever had a job, worked for anybody else, and gone through like the training of it, it's about like how to get the job done without getting personal with somebody. Because the moment you get personal, you're not working. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I watched this thing with this nurse the other day, an ER nurse, and she works with like children and stuff, especially like that have been through traumatic situations, and it just like was gut wrenching to hear her talk about how you're not allowed to hug kids, and I was like, I could never do that job. I just
That
could not
same with
do
when
it.
I was teaching. You couldn't hug the kid. You were not allowed to. If a kid
It's like
came up and tried to hug you, you could let them kind of hug, but you were not allowed to
yeah,
hug them
see, and I
back or
can
anything, and
understand
it was
why, because
discouraged.
but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
And
because
I
I
And
grew up like growing up in the South. Everybody hugged I got hugged so much as a kid by everybody, total strangers, and that was a positive contribution to my development.
I hug homeless people like all the time when I'm downtown. Like I'll give my friends that are
I'm a
homeless
big
a
hug.
hug,
I think hugging's great,
and I'll even like I won't let them hit my e-cig no matter how many times they ask. As a matter of fact,
but you give them a hug.
I'll give them a hug.
yeah, I
And I
mean,
was
I've seen the like the stories and the pictures when you talk about, because like I brought up the work thing and the policies and don't get personal. Um, it's it's kind of been a known thing that like Keanu Reeves is one of like considered one of the nicest, most personable, celebrities that you'll find, and you'll see like they've shown pictures where like these ladies, oh, we're meeting Keanu Reeves, take a picture with us, and he will literally hover his hand around them like a hug, because I think that's how he feels. Like naturally, how would I treat this person? It's like I would give him a hug, pull him into me, have a good picture, but at the same time, he's a celebrity, which means anytime a fan recognizes him, all of a sudden he has to click into that. Hey, I want to keep my job, and I'm married, and all these things. So let's even take the perception out of the question. So I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna go through these motions that they expect me to do. I do love them. However, if I touch them, I could be in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So that's kind of a so there is some masking that may be unavoidable in certain situations.
Yeah, it could, and like I guess boiling it down to the job and what I just explained, I would say it. There's that self-preservation mask, not just the hiding your emotions mask. It'd be like, you take everything, and it can be a little bit, um, I guess, deep for each individual based off of how they live their lives. But um, after so many experiences, eventually you develop your own policies, and it's like, hey, every step I take, I'll be watching you, and you're telling yourself, because, um, hey, if I make the wrong move, if I say the wrong thing to the wrong person, could I lose my job? Could I get physically injured? Driving a car on the highway, do I really need to pass this person for like my ego and the speed limit, or is it okay to just slow down and just suck up some time?
I think
I
that's
made a
part of wisdom,
I
like
made a sign for
acquiring
myself
wisdom.
the other day. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I made a sign for myself the other day. It said, "Say nothing untoward. If you're mad, it's probably you. Shut the fuck up."
What is untoward? What define nothing
Untoward is like
untoward? Because I feel like I say
not facing
toward
yourself,
stuff.
not facing others in a proper way. That's what untoward is.
I
And if
just
it's
say whatever's on my brain. If it's on my brain, it's probably coming out of my mouth.
yeah, I think I used to do that too, but and I don't have a problem criticizing people, but I do it in a way that I try to be kind. Like,
I don't care about people's
and
feelings.
if people attack me, they best believe that turnabout's fair play. But
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get caught up in it either. I'll just do that for a little while and then I'll get bored.
Yeah, if I say what's on my mind and you have a feeling about it, that's your feeling. I don't take
Exactly.
responsibility for that.
People are not used to owning their own feelings, though.
Yeah, they're
I
really not. I
but
noticed.
I think they can. They can get
I
used to
do.
it.
I've again
I
empower. I find it empowering to own my own and not have it be at the mercy of somebody else.
yeah.
Why would I put you in control of my feelings when I could be in control of them?
Whenever I see somebody like not owning their feelings, and they're criticizing me, I just go, that sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, it does. Even when it's happening to me, it's a personal problem.
Yeah, well, and it's true, right?
Like
Like,
all of these times people see me get worked up on the stream or spurging out or whatever, I never put it on the other person. It's always my reaction to what someone else is doing, but I own it as my reaction. I don't think somebody's making me do something. Hey, Plasma. We're talking about masking and social camouflage and
and I'm putting on
owning
my
your
makeup
feelings.
ironically.
Hey, it's funny that I didn't hear you say that earlier because I was bouncing around, but you just said social camouflage, and I took a public speaking course, and I was using camouflage just as a word on its own as my topic, camouflage in general, and I went from the animal kingdom to the military world to the social, the societal world. Like, how do you camouflage yourself? I mean,
Yeah.
you could be someplace where you 100% belong and still find a way to not be seen just being yourself. It doesn't matter if you're doing something wrong or if you're floating under the radar or if you're trying to be the best. You can be the best and sometimes never be seen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I do know that. At least I delude myself into thinking that I know that. But there's values to being able to camouflage, I guess. But for those of us that can't do it, we have to take a totally different path. Like we're like the zebra without all the other zebras to hide them. We're like the lone zebra, and we
Hey, what's
Did
up,
can't
you
hide
know
our
Mr. Ed was
stripes.
a zebra?
The what?
Mr. Ed was a zebra.
The horse? What?
Seriously,
Hang
Mr.
on.
Ed was a
I
zebra.
learn something every day I do this stream.
Yeah, I never
Mr.
heard
Ed.
that.
Oh wait, Snopes has something on it. Let's see what they have to say.
Yeah,
They have it identified as a lost legend. That's a new one to me.
yeah, but
Um,
if you actually ask the people that were on the show, he was a zebra, and it was just because it was black and white television they could get away with it because it was easy.
that's what Snopes is saying, but they're not. Wow, this is fascinating because they don't have a way to debunk it or not. Let's see. So the set used for Mr. was
Well, I did research. I'm a researcher, and like, because I was like, no way, no way. But then again, I met Bruce Willis, and he's really short. He did not seem like he would be that short when you see him in the movies. But like, there's camera angles, lighting, makeup, all sorts of things that.
So apparently they started with the horse, but they couldn't get it to perform as they wanted it to, and
Yep.
they were about ready to give up on the show. And so one of the producers came up with the idea. They had the nearby Jungleland Animal Park had a trained zebra that was being used for the live shows at the park. It was a female actually called Amelia, and it was trained. It was already trained to perform many of the same actions. So they lent her out for a few days of filming, and she worked out really well. And
Yeah, she was a girl too. A lot of those animals that are like Lassie was a boy dog.
and you're right. Since it was filmed in black and white, the audience couldn't tell the difference.
Crazy, right? Pretty cool though.
I'll be damned.
It's a good show.
And
Yeah.
also, because of black and white television, which predominated at the time, football games were also disrupted when the players ran into the referees because their black and white striped uniform tops made them invisible as well. But I, you can't see zebras in black and white. It still seems like the stripes would show up, huh?
It's like that tattoo cover stuff,
And then when they switched to color, they had a dilemma because they didn't know how to keep the show going with
That's why they had him behind the thing is because they only did his
in the
face and his
stable.
head most of the time. Yeah.
Sad.
and they
That's
use
wild. I
the
would think even if I would think even in black and white stripes would show
I
different,
would too. Like,
but I
it,
would think that they would like maybe powder or like hair paint. You know, they're especially back then. They I don't think they'd be ashamed to put a coat of paint on a horse to get it to make money.
not at all.
so this
Sad, but
is
true.
I'm at another article that says this is a rumor. It's a legend, but they can't. Let's see. This is so confusing. Like, wow, this is a conspiracy rabbit hole all of its own. I'm finding entire websites on this. The false legend goes that TV viewers were not able to see the stripes because of the black and white, but I don't see why that would keep. If it's black and white television, you'd still be able to see black and white.
Yeah, it's not like a tiger that would look, you know, black and white. It's a zebra that's already black and white.
It says it was a spoof.
Uh,
I think he was a horse.
It's a
I
pretty
mean,
interesting one. What's really funny is it's a conspiracy, but it's not really that important of a conspiracy. But people just jump right into it, huh?
hey, but there's good things that come out of weird conspiracies,
Because they
and that
want a good
is
story.
well, especially in a situation like this. Like this isn't some governmental conspiracy, you know, scientific conspiracy. Stuff like this keeps a show like that alive, and I think for because I grew up on TV and movies, like I think that's a very good thing to to keep the history of, you know, of these
Yeah,
storytelling, these entertainment things. Like where did we come from?
we came from stories. That's all we have. We don't
My
know.
mom and daddy.
Yeah, that too. But as far as where they come from, science tells one story. We were talking about that in Discord today. Um, Mythology tells us other stories.
And I think there's a little bit of truth in all of them, probably.
I mean, I'm okay coming from a monkey. It seems we seem similar enough. It makes sense.
Yeah, we can do some pretty cool things that they can't do, though. Not that we're special or anything, but
I think humanity is pretty special.
I think it is.
He, he's outdoors today, Plasma. Yeah, I'm digging it too. It's a great background. Yes, absolutely. I hope so. Selfishly, I would want every one of you in hell with me. These are the people I want to spend the afterlife with.
Hey, I'm on the
I'm coming
grill.
back. So
You guys bring the food. I'll just run. I'll just be in charge of the fire. You just bring the food. You
All
bring what
right,
you want,
we'll
and
bring.
I'll throw it on there.
yeah, I might hang out for a while, but I'm coming back if there's anybody left here.
Well, you always have a place in hell with me.
Yeah, well, heaven sounds boring as
It
hell.
does. Oh my God, that's a nightmare. Even growing up, heaven sounded like I couldn't believe that was the afterlife. It sounded like a punishment.
Yeah, I was like, no, everything is, yeah. I knew as a kid too. I was like, and that's why I was like, and then I started like, I was like, so there's a guy in the sky that is like watching us all the time. And I was like, that just sounded like bullshit to me.
I
But
know,
now,
and like, and then I thought like dead people that I knew in life were watching me, and then they could see it, like everything about me that I knew him as living, so it felt like invasive. Like all of these people I once knew can now see everything. They could see me when I take a shower. They could see me naked. I didn't want these people seeing me from beyond the grave. And I
And it's
used
kind
to
of funny.
think,
Sorry.
oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's kind of funny too that like, you know, I grew up in the Catholic religion, but you know, this idea that's spread across many religions is shared that there's somehow this elevated paradise should you follow the rules in life and move on to this after where you can do whatever you want to do, right? But how is it a problem down here to do whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
but
That's
it's not
yeah.
a but it's not a problem right there. So this raised the question for me. Like if I'm already at the bottom and you're telling me I'm going to go to hell and I'm going to be in, the worst situations for the rest of eternity, I would say you might as well just leave me here, because if I go up there, I don't have a fear of heights, but the fear of falling is a very important fear. So just go ahead and put me as low as I can go, because I'm going to do what I want wherever I am.
I like that.
I
I
used to
used to
say
think
that.
I
So,
used to
and
think
you know
about
what?
infinity and like things lasting forever, like heaven lasts forever and ever. And I used to think myself into that state of things not, and I would make myself dizzy and sick. Like the idea of eternity, and it seemed oppressive. I hated that feeling of something not ever ending.
Ouch, that hurt.
Oh, what happened?
I feel much better now, though.
I'm still trying to see what you have up in your background. All that cool
It's a
stuff
disco
hanging.
ball. It's a,
I knew I liked you for a reason.
and I have a bar. See?
Look at that! Oh, I love this stream. Wow.
I'm in bed right now.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my God. You just set a new standard for
yeah.
beds
Well,
and
never
bedrooms and what
boring
I
at
want
my
in mine.
never boring at my house. But I am very much like in the newlywed phase of my pre-marriage relationship. It's where like we've been dating for like a year, and I'm just in love. Mostly, you know what the best thing is about our relationship is he lets me be myself, and he's like thrilled with that.
Yep. I've had that. They let you be yourself and you become better, like even more of
Yeah,
yourself and better through that process.
totally. It's like I never in a million years thought that this is how it would be. Like it just out of nowhere. Like I honestly, when at the beginning of the relationship, I thought it was going to be a rebound, and I told him as much.
How did y'all meet?
We were neighbors. We knew each other
Oh.
for like 7 years. He was
Oh.
married. I was partnered. Like very little interaction, really. I mean, like I think I have had a garden in the other house down the street, and I had huge sunflowers, and I knew that he had a wife, and I had never seen her outside. I guess she was sick because she passed away.
Oh.
And I felt her energy though, and I sent some sunflowers. I like got all the ants off of them, and I said, "Go give her these flowers. I think she needs them." And then when his wife died, I was in the middle of my breakup, and nobody told me, like to where I was probably oblivious. Somebody probably did tell me, but I didn't really realize it until later. And I was in the middle of like moving out of my place, like, and my ex was in jail, so I was having to do it all by myself. And somebody told me like that his wife died. I think it was his son. And I was like, so whenever I saw him, I was like, oh my God, do you need a hug? Are you okay? And he said that that was like when he was like, oh my gosh. And then I farted in front of him later, you know. That's how
Is
he
that
said
like a
he knew,
milestone
he knew
in
that
the
we were
relationship?
falling in love whenever we farted in front of each other. Uh, it's so cute, right? Oh my God.
Sure.
Especially since I subconsciously hold in my farts. I told you this detail before.
Subconsciously, not
Subconsciously. I don't
consciously.
even think about it. I don't even think that I need to fart, and then I go to the bathroom, I sit down, and it's just like I'm like, whoa. Sometimes it's like his dad lives with us, and he is right by the bathroom, so I'm glad he doesn't have good hearing, because I would be a little embarrassed.
Wow, some outliers, relationship wisdom. So, is that why the relationship ended? Was the jail thing? Was that part of the breakup?
No, he was diagnosed with heart failure, and it's so messed up. The timing of all of it was so messed up. It's like he was cheating on me, and he was doing all sorts of stuff behind my back, and I was acting like a paranoid spy. You know, that guy that you talked to last night, that he's a PI, I guess.
Oh yeah, except it was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
real.
I watched him and uh what's the guy's name that he was on the show?
You
It
know, with
was
Blizzy and wrestler.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Blind. Yeah. Yeah, I like that show. That was really good. But that
Yeah,
guy,
that was a
yeah,
good
I was a
stream.
paranoid spy like that. Like, but I was doing it like I'm more of a DIY person. So it's like I had like tracker that I could like call and like listen to the audio. I could have its location
Oh my
GPS
God,
everywhere.
that's
I
hardcore.
know that's really seriously invading somebody's privacy, right?
Yeah.
But I told him that he could tell me the truth so I could make an informed decision. And he was just hiding shit from me still. It was like, I was like, and I busted him all the time. And
Oh
I
my
would let
God, it
him
would
bust
only
me.
take
No, I
once for
wouldn't
me.
confront him because I wouldn't want to tell him that I had all that freaking spy material, but I still have all of the evidence. It's so funny. But he's
It
passed
takes
away.
one lie to me to end a relationship. That's I will never be able to believe anything you say again from one lie.
I didn't lie. I just told the truth just now. See?
Lies are poison.
They are, but
Lies and
sometimes
intimacy just don't mix for me.
when they're
I don't know how you
important,
can have one with the other.
everybody lies. Anybody that says that they don't is full of shit.
I'll lie.
Everybody lies a little
Especially
bit.
not in a relationship.
No,
Because
no,
I
no. But
know just how counterproductive to having the type of relationships that I'm looking for a lie is.
my guy lies to me on purpose, like just to fuck with me. Like it's
That's
funny
a
because
that seems
because
abusive.
that's how I am too. And I'm like, why are you doing that? It's not funny.
Like
He's
trolling?
like, I know, and yeah, he's just trolling me.
Uh,
And I think it's funny now. It's getting to be funny, but it took me a while to get used to it. I like to troll people too, so I deserve a little back, I guess.
it's so risky in a relationship to
I think it makes me stronger.
jeopardize it with lies.
No, because a lot of truth is said in jest. That is true, is it not?
Is that the
It's
same as a
easier
lie though?
letting you down easy, you know, kinder.
No,
Because I know he loves me,
uh,
so
I,
I'm not worried about him picking on me.
I watch a lot of comedy stuff, and the funniest stuff is relatable to so many because it is the truth. It's the delivery that makes it funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, but
I don't know. I
it's
found some
way,
stuff that doesn't fall in that qualified categories. But yeah,
yeah.
I love comedy.
But at the same time, you could basically tell a story that is completely fictional, but still have the pieces of relatability to where it
Absolutely.
still connects and makes sense. So, like, sometimes real people's stories, they never run out of them, and they just stay funny talking about those stories. But some people can write stories that are so, uh, they touch so deep, like they're good writers. Like they've watched a lot or experienced a lot, but rather than, hey, this is factual, it's like there's no way you won't believe that this is factual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the person you run into the subway or something like that.
I'm good at one-on-one conversations like that, or like small groups. Like I can tell a good story, but
Yeah.
it's all true. It's not embellished. from my perspective, though, because I live in a magical world.
So it's true on some
So
level.
it's true. Absolutely. I have evidence of this that I'm getting better at screenshotting. And like, yeah, I had a weird experience the other day that had to do with inception levels of irony.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Ricardo brings up a good point about lying by omission, like hiding the truth.
Well, that kind of makes sense. But I would say, like, if an officer asks for your ID card and you decline, are you lying about your name?
I wouldn't
You know,
decline.
Yeah, if a cop
so
wants to search your house without a warrant, how about that?
If,
I'm
if
I'm
what
just
happens?
saying, if you deny a request, we're not talking. I'm not trying to get
Yeah,
into like the extremes of things, but if somebody, especially an officer, because it makes more sense based off of why they would be asking,
Is
I
it
guess.
because you have a warrant? Or is that why somebody would
No,
hide?
but I'm just saying, if somebody asks, say, "Hey, may I see your ID?" and you say no, or like it's that's about the
do what they
question that
want.
was
They'll figure
the
it out.
the lying by omission. You know what I'm saying? If I just omit who I am, does that constitute lying about
That's a
who I am?
bias or implication of guilt by denial. That's not. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think lying involves deception. It involves letting somebody have one picture of reality in their head while you have a different picture.
What they're doing is trespassing, in my opinion. But you know,
I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
people should act
I
on it.
cooperate with the cops more or less. I don't really have a lot of running with cops, honestly.
That's why I got a
Not
big
me
dog
either.
in my
But if a
yard.
cop asked me for my ID, I'd be like, yeah, sure, here, officer. There's nothing. I don't have anything. Like I don't have any warrants or anything.
Yeah, I don't play stupid games. So like if I was speeding and as soon as I see those lights, like okay, you know,
He caught
I
me.
already know. If I'm gonna do something wrong, I do it by choice. I don't accidentally go 80 in a 55. You know what I'm saying?
You know you're doing it.
I don't accidentally have cocaine in my pocket. I don't
Right.
accidentally, you know what I'm saying? I didn't accidentally shoot that dude. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, some people get pushed to those extremes where they think that if they try to play the system that they can get away with it. But at the same time, it's like what you did, and there's a possibility that they were watching you the entire time.
I mean, I guess it's worth a try, but I assume cops are not stupid. They have experience with this. Is that you? Are you in the desert? That's New Mexico? Look at this thing. What is his name? If it's a he. I don't want to misgender him. I just did if it's a she. Wow. I love the desert. Oh, man. Is it warm today? Oh, you're on mute.
So it's nice. It's warm outside. I got roses. They're
Look at
dying.
that.
But yeah, we have a garden, and he's been working on the yard, keeping it clean. We had like the the authorities, because there was like some stuff in the yard that was like kind of
Oh, they
some
police
birds.
your
There's a little
They used to
stampers
do
and
that with
stuff,
the
but
hoarders back home. If it got too messy, they would send the cops in and
you know
make them
what?
clean
We
it up.
we are very fruitful. People like throw away good shit all the time, and we find new uses for it. But it wasn't organized, and now it is.
Ah.
Much better. We have two RVs. It's like they're like, "What are you doing? Collecting them?" You know.
Let's see.
It's hard to hear out there. I got to get some new headphones.
Yeah, it does look great. I love all this outdoor scenery today.
It's we already had, well, I wouldn't necessarily say it was our first frost, but there was a little bit of frost on the car, but not on the grass.
Oh,
Um,
so it's like right now, it's cold right now?
oh no, that was a few days ago. Today, um, I think it was in the 50s when I left the house, and it's a mid. I think 77 was what it was at on my way home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks so sunny there.
Yeah, it's a nice day.
That's my birth
Yep.
year, 77.
Really? Oh,
Yep, August 6th, 1977. I'm a Leo. Which
Gen
is like
Xer.
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I know some Leos. My ex was a Leo. They're I'm a Scorpio. I don't know how well Leos and Scorpios mix.
Oh, so good. We're fixed, man. We're fixed
Oh, you're
signs.
right. We're both fixed. Are you fixed fire?
Yeah.
I'm fixed
Taurus.
water.
Yeah, Taurus is another one.
Maybe that's why I'm so grounded in my emotion. Like emotions don't throw me. I could stay grounded even in the middle of the storm.
Aquarius is fixed. Air. That's where we're going. We're going to be leading because we're the fixed ones. We know how it works, right? For
Yeah,
a while.
I don't look too much into the signs. And every once in like maybe twice a year, I'll find myself on an article about, you know, what does your sign say about you?
I'm
Um,
a
but I
professional
do,
tarot reader, so
but I do know that I'm an Aries. I'm an April baby.
yep,
Ah,
cardinal
yeah, Aries.
sign. My
That's
ex was an
what
Aries.
cardinal fire, huh?
Yeah,
Or mutable
cardinal
cardinal, I
sign.
think.
Fire. Yeah,
And then
my ex.
Sagittarius is mutable fire.
Yep, mutable fire. That's my friend Kelly is the Sag, and I freaking love her. She doesn't have any filter whatsoever, and she's rude as fuck.
Ricardo, I'm a Scorpio with Virgo rising. Isn't that something?
Yeah, NPC the game is. Have you know him?
Which who?
NPC the game.
That's a person?
Yes,
Oh no, is
he's
it like a
like
YouTuber?
yeah. He
No, never
does
heard him.
stuff. I just thought because like everybody else, I just figured you would be part of
No,
the
I didn't
group.
know a lot of these people you were mentioning today either. Oh, Wrestler's on too. He just went
Mhm.
live. Let me drop his link. Because I have a watch party with a friend in about 20 minutes. We're gonna watch Drag Race,
Alrighty.
and so I need to find another stream to send everyone to anyway. So I think I'm gonna pick Wrestler today. He's one of my new discoveries. Does social media breed narcissist? That's the topic.
Nice.
Hmm.
It, I don't know. I think everybody has some narcissistic tendencies.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, babies are narcissistic. It's a spectrum, but a lot of us grow like we develop, we expand out of the narcissism.
Yeah, it's like that song "Angry Johnny" by Poe.
Angry
Angry
Johnny by who?
Poe, Poe, Poe.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember Poe. I was
that's
thinking of
like
Rubber
that.
Johnny from Aphex
Yeah.
Twin.
Oh yeah, that one's good too.
That's
Yeah.
creepy.
I like weird music. I like Romanian hip hop. Like my favorite.
Sorry, sorry.
Why?
I
It's really
because
good.
I don't think I've ever like I've definitely heard that the hip hop, the rap has spread in other languages, and I've heard it, but
Romanian is
each
such a
time I
natural.
hear something outside of just rap or hip hop, like I've heard Mexican rap, and the first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh wow, that's funny," because
Yeah.
it's not they don't call it rap, they call it Mexican rap. And then when you said Romanian rap, I was like, I haven't heard those two words together before, so I think it's funny.
Is
Well,
it the
I scored really
content
high
of the
on my
rap?
English word, uh, like my reach or whatever. There's a test for that actually to see like if you can come up with 10 words that are least likely to be used together, and it's it scours the whole internet for usage where those words are used together, and it calculated it. It was like I got like a really high score on that test.
Oh wow. What's the
Yeah.
test?
I will have to link it to you later. I promise that I will.
What makes rap Mexican and Romanian? Is it what the topics they
It's
rap about, or is the style of music
where they're
like a
coming from. It usually has some like the music itself has some influence of the culture.
I wonder if there's Cajun rap. There
And
probably
oh
is.
yeah, sure, there has to be. My great grandpa on my mom's side was Creole.
Ah,
And I know it's
Like
still like the English language, but somebody that I found that's not on the really on the mainstream is a British rapper named Ren, Ren.
yes, I love Ren. I love Ren and Diabolica.
what's their name?
Ren, Ren. He's like
Oh, is that guy?
he's so cute, and he has like
Yeah, he does
he
that
looks
really
like
good
the
video
guy
where he's
from
like in a
Peaky
room by
Blinders.
himself.
He looks kind of like the actor from Peaky Blinders, a little bit.
Yeah, the song where he basically, like you said, he's in the wheelchair and he's basically
Yeah,
talking to his alter
Artisan.
ego. Yeah, I
Tuxedo.
love that's how I found him, and
That's
he's
Chad.
yeah, that's a winner right there.
Yeah, he's
It makes
actually
you
going through some shit right now too. Like I don't know what's exactly going on, but it's like something's going down. I love artists, but I worry about them because it's like we are such a vulnerable and fragile in some ways. You know, all humans, but like
yeah.
there's some things you just have to. I think
I
early
do
vulnerability.
think about people in general, like you said, um, but I don't think more about them just because they're out there. Usually, they're using their platform to get what's inside of them out, but
Their
then that
illness.
draws attention to what is their body, and so when you see somebody with an illness, they're teaching you through their music and the stories, like we said before, but at the same time that draws your eyes to them as a human being, an individual, the source of
Exactly.
what's going on. But then you're like, oh, that person's sick, but at the same time you're never going to get close to that person. So when you see somebody that is close to you that isn't
Yeah,
screaming or doing the art thing, and they're going through that, you give them that love that you learned from that other person. I believe that
always.
that's part of the art of life.
I think
Art
that's what
is a form of peer support to me. If I don't have a human around, I can turn to art and get some of the same
hmm
like
you the
reinforcement that I
person,
need.
the other still. You can't just be an island. There, even if you're not in the same room, if you're within proximity, you're communicating with people. So
Yikes.
unless you're on the island and there's like nobody, well, even then,
Yeah,
Well,
it's like those different types of securities where, like, I don't need somebody to hold my hand, but if there's that thing that is close by,
oh, yeah, totally get it.
yeah.
people who need people are the
Are the
luckiest people
sappiest people
in
of
the
all?
world.
We're the sappiest too.
Well, I'll take a little sappiness. I guess it seems
I,
healthy
s-
to
I
to
saw this great
need
video.
to be interdependent.
I don't think I told you about this. This guy, he's like a rancher and he has all these like longhorn cattle. And I clicked on this video because I just could not resist it. It said his name and it showed his picture. And he's a cowboy and there's cows. And it says, was just crying ugly and hugging my coworker. I was
Oh,
like, what? I was like, it was like good.
was
It
the
was like
coworker the cow?
no, it was
Oh,
somebody because they got chased by a cow because there's some spunky little heifer. I
cows are
just
scary.
find that so entertaining. But he was like being real too, and it was like my guy is like whenever we took acid like on Christmas Eve, and he had never done it before. And we like healed some ancestral wounds. We like cried. We thought we were gonna die. We brought each other back. It was so great. But I put on Four Non Blondes. I should have never
Oh
done that.
yeah, she has. Oh my God, she has a reality show. I started
I love
watching
her.
where she
It,
helps musicians, like up and coming musicians, and it was so good. I forgot what it was
she's a
called,
really
Making the
true
Band or something.
artist, that lady, even though she is a little bit militant. I like that.
Linda, somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Four Non Blondes.
Yeah, I was
She's
impressed
really
with her
cool.
in this show.
I can't believe they weren't bigger, but I bet you they're glad about that because it's become a total shit show
I forgot
in the
about.
public.
Let's see, when did that come out?
I would rather be peripheral. I'm more of a
1992.
production person.
93. March 93. In fact, I'm
1993,
gonna go
I
listen
was
to it.
a sophomore or a junior in high school.
Well, I'm gonna wind it down. I have something else to go to in about 15 minutes, and then I'll be out in the streets tonight, probably either streaming games with Moose or watching stuff in the Discord with Bex.
The other Bex. I'm
The other
Becky too.
Bex, right?
My real name is Becky. And it's
Oh,
not Rebecca, it's Becky.
what do you prefer to go by? Zephyr?
I don't care. Whatever you want to call
Becky?
me.
I
You can
just
call me
you're
Becky.
locked into my brain as Zephyr, so
Some of my
right.
best friends call me cunt.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely won't be calling you that
With
unless
a
I have a
hard T.
reason.
Got to do it with a hard T.
Cunt.
So it's like cunt.
CUNT.
Kind of like got
In
to.
RuPaul, they call it charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. It's an acronym, and that's what they rate the drag queens on.
Oh, I have some stories about RuPaul. Like I
That's
met her.
I'm going to watch it in 15 minutes with a
Yeah,
friend. I
you have to
watch it
look
every
up
week.
Malice in Wonderland. My friend Russell is in that
Is
Malice in
that one of
Wonderland.
his productions?
No, it's like they do a show. It's like kind of like a off-Broadway show type thing. And I like actually got a hold of RuPaul's like publicist or whatever, and like made the connection with him, so he got to like meet RuPaul and give him a flying dildo. Uh,
RuPaul is
it was a good
has some
story.
Cajun roots. His name he's named after the roux for a gumbo.
I really liked a movie that he did where he had this like young kid like in the movie with him, and they were like, it was like a really good movie. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, was it like the about the drag queen? I tried to watch it. Wait,
Yeah, well, and he like was a guy part in that movie too, like, but he was also a drag queen, and it was like this little kid was like he was like taking care of this kid or something. It was like
yeah,
kind of like
I watched the beginning of it, but I didn't stick
yeah,
with it.
you that's a good movie. I fucking cried though.
When I in the mid 2000s,
Sorry,
I
I have
did
a
this
little
online mole
girl
game,
adult script.
and one of the challenges where we had to get as many emails from celebrities as we could, and this was back in the AOL days. So you had to somehow find these celebrities' email addresses, contact them, and get them to send you a reply. And RuPaul was one of the celebrities I picked.
Oh
And
god.
he sent me a reply, and it was makeup tips. And he's like, "Oh, yes, I'll help. Good luck on your game. Here's some makeup tips. I hope you win." And so I had an email from RuPaul as part of playing this game, and I got one from Margaret Cho and Art Bell and Piers Anthony. And Tony Robbins didn't send me
I
one. He
like
was the
Margaret
only one
Cho.
I didn't get. And I wish I had saved them.
Yeah.
The motivational speaker
Margaret Cho's
didn't
Yeah,
give you
that
a
one.
motivational
No, he did, and I bought his tape when I was younger. I bought his tapes, and they were expensive. And he did not reply to my email, so I didn't get points for that one. But I think I won that challenge. I think I got the most celebrities.
Yeah, when you said Margaret Cho,
yeah,
like she resonates with me. I like her.
Yeah, I like her too. I
I
was
like
trying to think of all the ones that like might be friendly
you
to.
should see
Like,
if you
I'm a
can
gay
email her
guy. Who can
now.
I hit up?
Get her email for us, Jeff.
I don't know how I got it. This is back in the
I will
maybe
see
through
what
their
Margaret Cho is.
websites
I
or
want to talk
something.
to
And
Margaret
I'm like,
Cho.
hey, I'm playing a game, and we need to get
Oh no, but
emails from celebrities. Could you send
it's
me a
not like that
reply? And they were
anymore.
all
It's more
happy to
locked down
help.
now.
the machine like TML. We got a new TML in the
You know
house.
what's really funny is I had this idea of like starting a like scavenger hunt. It's like cross country where people have to help each other. Because like
Oh,
it's like unless you happen to like have the means to do that, I guess, but then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. I don't know.
oh yeah, we used
But
to
I
do
hid
some
stuff on
crazy
the trip
scavenger
to
hunts.
Oregon. We drove in this 22-foot box truck, and I like hid stuff along the way, like, and I geotagged it, so it's all set up like for a first run.
Oh, I love geocaching.
Hey, Jeff and Zephyr. I'm gonna let you guys go. Handle your business. Have a good evening. And
Yeah,
Jeff, if I see you later, if you guys are gonna be doing the game, maybe I'll pull up and be in the chat or something. But otherwise, have
Okay,
a good week.
you too, and I'll be out
yeah,
tomorrow. It's good to
you
see you.
too.
Yeah, I gotta wrap it up. I have to go to my other thing. I gotta go. I got to RuPaul. I gotta go see the queens. So, um,
Love you. Bye.
but after that, I'll be out and about, probably in the Discord. Okay, great stream, everyone. Thanks once again, Ricardo. We'll try again tomorrow. Uh, maybe if you get that account switched over or something, that's the only other solution I think I have. Otherwise, we'll just have to use our imaginations and pretend like you are a member, which to me you are. So it's just a formality, a technicality. Okay, I got to run. I will maybe out late tonight or definitely tomorrow. And Joe and I are going to do our show at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see everybody then. And take care. Have a hell of a weekend.